Hey VEDA, it's day 26, but I'm redoing 25 because I feel like I kind of copped out on you. And Warmonger Smurf said I had to redo it anyway, so here we go. Dangerous situations you've been in. I mentioned the story where I fell out of the trunk of a car, and so I figured I would tell that one. We were in Katati, and we were doing this thing called tray surfing, in which you get a plastic tray from McDonald's or Jack in the Box, wherever, some fast food place, and you stand on it and you hold on to like the bumper of a car. And the car goes and you hold on to the tray and you just kind of swerve back and forth, kind of like you would do if you had a skateboard. But we did it with McDonald's trays. And so my buddy had his trunk open so that in case we started to lose our balance or our grip, we could jump and do a quick run and jump into the trunk. So I start to lose mine, I do a quick run, and I jump into the trunk. And my buddy Avery, he's still on the board, and my buddy Kyle is still driving. So I'm laying down in the trunk, and my buddy Kyle, he goes, "Oh shit, I think I see the cops," which, the cops would come by and be like, "Stop doing that." Like, but you're youngish, and so you freak out. And so Avery jumps off the tray and does a running start to get in the trunk. So I sit up to let him jump in the trunk. Right as he gets in, my friend accelerates before I can sit down because he can't see us because the trunk's open. And so I go like this and then just stop. Like I'm sitting there and I just see road underneath me going, and I'm like hanging like vertically like this out of the trunk. So like the trunk's here. I'm just hanging out of this thing. And so it turns out as I started to fall, my buddy Avery grabbed the back of my shirt, and then eventually my shirt slipped. And so as I'm just seeing all this road go by, the only thing I could think of was like, oh, fuck, I could die. That would really suck. Like I wasn't freaking out or anything. Anytime I've ever been in a dangerous situation where I've almost died, and believe me, there have been many, I just go calm as a Hindu cow. I don't know what it is. It's just like, oh, this could be it. Weak. Like, there's nothing else that really goes through my mind. So I'm seeing it go by. And eventually, I just go, and I hit the pavement we were probably doing like 25, 30 miles an hour. And I just hit the pavement and just roll. And I come to a stop, and I hear my buddy Avery go, "Fuck, stop the car, we killed Cameron!" And the car just comes to a stop. And they both jump out, and I hear them running up to me. And they get over me, and I look up, and I go, "Oh," and they go, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm holding the back of my head. And Kyle's like, "We gotta get you to a hospital. We have to get you to a fucking hospital." And I'm like, "No, I'm fine, fine. Don't even worry about it. Everything's good." And they keep badgering me to go to the hospital, and I'm holding the back of my head, and I go, "No, I'm fine." And on the back of my hand, I just see blood just like running down the back, and I go, "Oh," and the whole front of my hand is just red. And what I couldn't see that they could was that when I had met the ground, I had left like kind of this nice splatter mark on the pavement where my head met, because head wounds bleed a lot. And and they just left like this nice little splatter mark. So they're like, "We have to get you to the hospital." So we don't know where we are. Me and Kyle have no idea where we are in Katati. So we get back to my buddy Avery's house. And I've got, I'm bleeding from the head, it's blood on my face, I've got road rash all up in my arm, just gravel and blood everywhere. And we get to the house because we need to know where the hospital is. And Avery, he's lived there all his life. For whatever reason, he doesn't know where the hospital is. And so we get there, and his mom's freaking out. She's like, "Oh my God," she sees me, I'm just covered in blood. And my buddy Kyle, he's like, "Calm down, he's fine, he's fine. We just need to know where the hospital is. We just need to know where the hospital is." And so he's trying to calm her down. She's just freaking out. My buddy goes to get me an ice pack from the fridge. Avery does. Fills it with ice, gives it to me, to keep the swelling of the wound down. So my buddy Kyle grabs him by the shirt, and he's like, "Come on, we gotta go. I got the map to the hospital." And we get in the car and we're driving. And he looks at the map and he just starts cracking up. I go, "What's so funny?" And he hands it to me, and on the paper, no shit, she had just drawn a square. Like, no roads, nothing. It was literally just this square on a piece of paper. So we have no idea where we're going. I'm still bleeding. Kyle at this point is just like, we're fucked. And we're at this stoplight, and this cop pulls up next to us. And so I roll down the window and I go, "Officer, officer." And I see the guy roll his eyes like, who is this asshole? and he looks over at me, and his eyes just go wide because there's just this kid's face covered in blood hanging out of the window. And he goes, well, what can I do for you? And I'm like, where's the hospital? And he goes, this light here, you just hang a left and then a right, and it'll be on your right-hand side. You'll be totally fine. We go, thanks. And he goes, yeah, I hope you're okay. We just took off, get to the hospital. They finally call us to do, like, the paperwork, right? And the two nurses are there, and they're writing down. And they go, what happened? I go, I fell out of the trunk of a car. And they stop, and they go, how did you fall out of the trunk of a car? And I tell them the story. And they go, were you high? And I'm like, no, I was dead sober. And they go, you weren't drunk either? And I go, no. And so the nurse looks at me, no joke, right in the eye, and he goes, so you're just fucking stupid? And I went, yes. I'm just fucking stupid. That's one of the dangerous situations I've been in. So hopefully that makes up for the lack of video yesterday. Alright? So I'm going to do my next video and upload that after it. And so I will see you all, well, in a second. And you will see me in a second, because there'll be another video coming. Alright, well, still, love your faces. Bye, VEDA.